What's up, guys? It's me, Spectrar, here in another video in Wayward Terran Frontier. So, I'll tell you in a second why I'm in the ship editor. But first off, in the last video, I started a different save in the same world. I think that's the right words. And I had stayed away from that in the past because I'd had some issues with bugginess that was like corrupting saves, and it was just more trouble than it was worth, so I just kind of stayed away from that aspect of the game. But we had to do that to get the mechanic tool last time. And I realized that you start the new world with all the stuff that your character has unlocked in the previous worlds. That includes ships unlocked, components unlocked, stuff in your inventory. I did know the stuff in the inventory thing, but like all the ships you've unlocked, all the different profiles you've made for those ships. So I thought it could be fun to do like a hardcore kind of run through the campaign of sorts. A hardcore run through the game where I make a single ship and my goal is to not die in that ship. I don't know if it's possible because I think in some situations it's trying, you're supposed to die. You're not supposed to live. So it may not be possible. But I thought, what if I built a ship? I mean, I could just take the original OC2 ship profile out that I've been using at the end of this last run, and it'd probably do really well. It's really OP, and it's very hard to kill. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to give myself a little bit of a challenge. And so I started designing a ship. Let me know if you guys think this is a good idea. Basically, I have the one ship, and my goal is to just not die with that ship while I work through the entire campaign. And then, I don't know, we can give ourselves some leeway on like missions where you're supposed to die. I'll try to not die anyways. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. But I've been designing a different ship. If you've watched any of my stream recordings, which by the way are archived on my second YouTube channel. It's I believe I'm putting that in the description of the videos as well as in the on my Twitch profile. Anyways, it's I call it the I think I called it Better Saw. I kind of, if you've seen my saw ships, I kind of went crazy and added a whole lot more mounted fixed ballistic mounts. So originally it was only 3 columns on the last one we did. I added another 2 columns on each side, or like 1.5 columns on each side. So it's kind of turned into a very interesting ship. And I think while the ship is still kind of OP, it does have the difficulty of me actually having to aim the ship rather than my crew members just going nuts. It's not a very optimized ship. It's got a lot of problems, but I think it could be fun. There's a couple more things I want to try to do. I need to replace these scanners with better ones. And then I'm trying to decide whether to try to add 2 ballistic mounts on the side for 2 crew members, because I have 2 these small cockpits that did house like 3 guns over here before I deleted them to make room for all this stuff and still have all the structure I need. So obviously a large is not going to fit and be able to fully rotate. Because I mean, I put the... Oh god, it's so close. Oh god, that's so tempting. But we're not going to do that. So medium should fit just fine. I almost feel like I could do something like that, and then maybe not a small, maybe a tiny, like up here. And then I could have 2 turrets, mostly to like help fight off missiles and deal with little small ad ships that are really hard to shoot, like the tiny little, I don't know, 40 pixel ships that are basically the size of this area right here. Actually, probably smaller than that. I guess I could try something like an energy mount. I don't usually mess around with the energy mounts at all. Do I like have any weapons even available? Ooh, God, I only have 2. Explosive energy is 3,800. It's not great, but because with these I'd probably pick like maybe a medium rail, the triple barrel. So I don't know, maybe the medium energy turret isn't that bad of an idea. This weapon draws energy directly from the ship's power grid in order to fire each shot. See, it is expensive on energy. And this is already... I don't know how much draw these guns... I hate that tooltip sometimes. I don't know how much energy these guns draw. The fixed, tiny fixed ballistic mounts. But each of these is powering 1. I don't think it takes a lot, to be honest. So I feel like this is still kind of overkill. And the only other thing it's powering is a few engines and the front thrusters on each side. So I mean, I don't know. I'm willing to like not like fully build this until I get your guys' opinion. That tiny one is, or the small, it's not tiny, it's a small one, right? Yeah. So I could do like this tiny ballistic mount up here, and then do either a medium energy mount or like a medium ballistic mount. Like right there on each side. And that way when I eventually get crew members in the new campaign, because I don't carry over the crew members, it'll make my job a little bit easier for staying alive. Yeah, I think that makes sense, which means really, I mean, I can kind of show you what we're working with. We got a lot of shield generation. I know that these are the less efficient ones, but I took the design from the last saw and I didn't want to have to redesign all of it, so I kind of left these as they were, and it's not bad. And it also leaves a little bit of redundancy if some of them get damaged for shield generation. And I do have one of the better ones down here. I also have a shield booster, just the medium-sized one. Obviously the Higgs accumulator, and then there are some of the other more specialty stuff I've added. Oh, I've got the 2 repair drones, because that's going to be essential for keeping myself alive. Lots of forward thrust. Let's see here. What else was I wanting to show you guys? I felt like there was something else. I made sure storage was right next to the main cockpit. I didn't... Oh, that's right. Why did I do that? My pathing is disconnected. Oh, because I wanted to fit in another shield emitter right there. That's why I did that. I wanted another shield emitter. That's right. Which means really all this is just junk and I need to get rid of it. See what I'm saying about completely unoptimized? And normally I like to have pathways to different parts of the ship so that I can repair as needed, but I got 2 repair drones. So I'm not super worried, but I would like to be able to get to a repair drone to be able to repair it in case I'm like totally screwed. Problem is that I really like having shield, and I'm gonna actually thicken out these shield lines a little bit so that I have some more, and I mean, each of these is giving me a pixel per second. What does this do again? It does... This does 4 pixels per second. So this one shield emitter is worth 4 of these, which I realistically have 4 right there, and they consume the same amount of energy. Problem is that I have this sitting at a heat dissipation to where I'm sitting about that 585 optimal output. And I'm already fueling some of the guns. That means I can do 500 energy per second. 100, 200, 300, 400. That gives me another 100 to spare. This isn't powering anything else, right? Thrusters. I need to leave room for thrusters. So if I did... This is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 100, 200. It's only 200 of the 500. Okay. Sorry, I'm changing my mind a little bit on you guys. So I'm actually going to... Let's redo this. So I actually changed my mind. I am going to make this way better. Some air turret tracks all around. Okay, so we're going to get rid of all of this. So we just don't need it. Shave this back a little bit. Maybe get rid of this. Now, I gotta remember, because I'm mirroring this, it is... gonna be twice. So that's... Without changing this side too much. It's 100, 200. Uh, 300, 400. I could do 600. I don't think I have the heat dissipation to manage that. Actually, out of curiosity, there's a heat dispersion unit. It's actually really big. Here we go. Heat capacity. That thing's 300 heat capacity. Why don't I add this? If I had this, even to both these systems, I'd have no problem doing a laser turret right here for energy. But if I also added it right here, I could easily... Yeah, okay. So sorry, this doesn't need to be here. Neither does any of that the way it is. But the problem is it's a heat capacity is 300. I've never used these, so I don't really know how they work. Heat disposal system. You know, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can search the Discord and find something that talks. So find someone that talks about them. It'll be instant for you, but I'll be right back. Okay, so I searched the Discord and I found out that these are modules that you actually link to your bridge, and you have to manually trigger them to dissipate the heat, and they fill up with heat kind of like a battery. I don't understand the capacity thing. Take heat off the grid like a radiator, and they fill up like a battery. You got to manually activate them to dispose of the heat. They are for, and this post says they are for stealth ships since the radiators contribute a lot to your signature radius. I'm not sure how much of a thing that is for single player, maybe multiplayer. So this doesn't. It's making me liking. It makes me like this idea less. Although I could just kind of remember. The problem is I've used 3 of the 4. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually going to use these. I'd rather have my ship passively reduce my ship's heat rather than rely on me remembering to trigger it just to get more shield generation out. This already gave me way more shield generation, I feel like. It's 100, 200, 300, 400 for all 4. I could technically do one more. I could do like another one of these. Right here. Kind of a thing. I don't hate that idea. Let's do that. That'll kind of allow us to kind of fully use up this. That means I definitely need to sort out energy here with capacitors. I could technically link all of this up. Just those two. And does that go over one? No, it doesn't. Yeah, we can do that. Then let's do this. Again, space on this ship is not really all that optimized. But it works well enough to where I don't really care. I don't know why that's there. Guess I'll leave those there. Now have an unused line for something. Let's, oops. Scrolls not rotate. Let's get those back on. Is that the right size one? How about this one? That's close enough. And some regular component, hallway components. Here. There we go. And now I can reach these and kind of use this a little bit better. Okay, so that kind of solves that issue, and I like this setup a lot better. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, this accidentally connected to this. I don't want that. I don't want this capacitor touching that. Shoot. I want this independent. Ah, shoot. Ah, shoot. Fudge. Trying to think. Guess I can shift all this up one. So we're right there. So you go up. You go up. That went up one right there. So that can come down to there. Kind of fix some of that wiring. Okay. That's better. I didn't want that connected to that. I want this independent. Why is that off one? Did I just completely mess up? We'll just shift it up. Okay, that's way better. Now, I need to fix this. And while it's nice to be able to... Well, hold on. If I just delete these hallways, we go to the utility and get the better scanner. Do one on each side. So if I get rid of a bunch of this armor right here, something like that, is this gonna kind of fit in there? Maybe. Does that kind of almost fit? What is this touching? It's conduits. What's this hitting? Hitting the side of this still somehow? There we go. You just can't sit right there. So if I place that right there, that went on both sides. Now I just gotta figure out how I'm going to get this down here, which I can just come down to here. That works. Just connect into the side of the scanner right there. Bada bing, Bob's your uncle. Okay, so 2 better scanners. I like that. Now, I think that's pretty much it. We just need to... If I didn't need these structures here to give me a good amount of integrity versus inertia, I would make this even wider. And in the future, I might make a ship where I don't have all this junk down here, where I can put structure down here, maybe. Or I guess I have less of this junk down here. Make it way more of a bare bones ship. And just go as wide as I can with these. Just go crazy. I'll maybe do that in the future. Just because I find this concept so flippin' funny. Okay. But yeah, I need your guys' help deciding whether I do... I think no matter what, we're going to keep this tiny ballistic mount. Which means really, I can take this... Hold on. I think I can shift it over even. Or... Where is the turret tracks? Can I place them? Oh, I can place them. Oh, but these ones I can't. So that is as far as I can go. That allows me to kind of sit inside that pocket. Then we'll have a full 360-degree turret. Even though I am tempted to lock it to where... If I turn on the turret overlay, I'm tempted to lock it to where it can only fire this way, not behind the ship, behind to the other side of the ship, but I think I'm gonna let it be 360. I think that'll just be better. And then yeah, I need your guys' help deciding whether I do a medium laser turret or the ballistic mount turret. Yeah. Wait a second, how big is... Oh god, that's too big. Although that is awfully tempting. Or do I abandon both of these? Or at least just keep the tiny and replace this with a missile. Try to add a missile into this missile factory. I'm not a fan of just temporary missiles, where it's just the tube and a little bit of a magazine. If I'm going to do missiles, I want the factory too. Oh god, how much? 120 energy per second. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so now we have 3 options. Medium ballistic mount, medium laser mount, or missiles. So I would do a missile factory and maybe like 3 or 4 tubes along the side. Actually, probably just 3. Well, it's like 1, 2, yeah, probably 3. Oh man. I'm gonna let you guys decide though. Again, options: medium laser energy mount, medium ballistic mount, or missiles. And then let me know if you think it would be fun for me to do the idea of kind of like a hardcore mode on a single ship and see how much I can get through. Obviously, the beginning is going to be super easy because I have a super big overpowered ship. But in the later phases, it could be really challenging. And then if that goes well and it's fun for you guys to watch me kind of maybe play the campaign different, we could try it in a smaller form factor ship that is maybe a little bit more efficient of a layout, and I really put way more effort into designing it than I did this one, and do it on really hard mode to where the beginning is not necessarily super hard because I'll still have a pretty powerful ship, but the later stage is going to be way harder. Like, I still think I'll do okay the later stages in this, but way harder in the smaller ship, but I should be like more maneuverable. I don't know, let me know if any of that sounds like a really good idea. And maybe you want to see me completely not even use this ship and go straight to maybe designing one, a smaller one. Actually, on that note, if you want to design a ship that you think would be fun to watch me try to do this kind of hardcore type of playthrough on, let me know, and feel free to go to my Discord and post it and suggest it, and I'll check it out and see if it looks like a fun enough ship. I would think maybe beams would be fun on a smaller ship. I don't know, I'm tossing out ideas because I think I need to shake up my consistent Return Frontier videos to be a little bit more, I don't know, different and fun for both of our sakes. I think I'm going to thicken up this line along here. But just so it stays kind of fun for you guys to watch and stays kind of fun for me to make as well. Because let's be honest, I'm kind of running out of ideas a little bit on things to do with our current playthrough. I'm not thrilled with the idea of just completely starting over at the moment. I am tempted to try to maybe check out the multiplayer. I had someone in the Discord tell me it's a little bit more finished, or at least a little bit more playable at the moment than it was last time I thought about checking it out. I don't know, just some thoughts. Guess I'm kind of getting to the point of wrapping this up. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you guys are still finding my videos fun, despite what I feel like is a little bit of a lull in my content. Sorry, I'm just not very good at editing, so I find it very hard to find a game other than this that might be entertaining, that I feel like I have the ability to edit, while still wanting and like you guys deserve seeing me still make content in this game, but not 100% sure on what to do all the time. I'm kind of buffering that out for myself mentally by doing this streaming a little bit more often, so if you want to do that, check it out, or if you want to have something in the background, you check it out live or watch the vids in my archive channel. So feel free to check that out if that's something where you need some background noise and you don't have another source of that. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I have kind of my comfort streamers and background noise archived vids from streamers that I enjoy having on the background when working on other stuff. So if you're lacking one of those and would like to have one, I would feel honored if you decide that I would do that choice. I'd also call you weird because I don't feel like I'm that entertaining, but if I strike that vibe for you, feel free to check that out. Okay, I think this is a good amount of shield-ish. It's a little bit thick, but I do kind of have the double line thing going on here. Might do something like add a line there. Do a little bit more protection for engines, because we know we're going to struggle with engines. Oh, that's such a sloppy line. Probably freaking some of you guys out. Wanted me to make that way cleaner. Sorry. Also, I will fill back in all the armor that I took out because I'm a really big proponent on thick armor on my ships. I might actually also do, just because I will be looking head on against enemies more often than not, try to do some layers along here, just because I really don't want to have to worry about it. I have to, just because I can. I'm gonna put a little line in there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. It's a little overkill, but we've got some pretty good shield generation, so might as well take advantage of it. And it is on its own kind of separate grid, so it's not like I'll be killing the rest of my ship by doing this. Might hurt in rotation speed, because this ship is on that grid. Actually, speaking of that, this is 4 energy per second. 4, 8, 16. Okay, there's enough bandwidth on those conduits to... they have so many extra channels. I'll fix that later. I'm gonna wrap up the video. I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope I see you in the next one. Please, if you're willing, post in the comments the things I talked about, suggestion-wise, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.